I literally thought it was a hypo.
Welcome to Wonder Woman Wednesday. I'm Jared, and today this is kind of a personal one. So I'm going to talk about what Wonder Woman as a character means to me because I kind of went on a very interesting journey regarding Wonder Woman. So what had happened was when I first got into comics, I was more into Batman first, and then I got into Superman. Then I read Charles Sewell's Superman Wonder Woman. And what that kind of did is that was like my primer into the world of Wonder Woman. And from there, I went with like the George Perez run and all that. And what I immediately noticed is 5 little points that I kind of loosely outlined for this video. One of the things that I noticed is that with at least like the first thing with Wonder Woman is acceptance. Because here's the cool thing about Wonder Woman. She is all about accepting people for who they are, no matter your race, gender, ethnicity, what have you, no matter what you are, no matter who you are, she accepts you, she protects you. She's a lot like Superman in that way. And that's one of the most compelling parts of the character. And it's like, even with like characters like Cheetah, she always looks for the good in people. And I feel like that's really important nowadays for superheroes. Then we get to her mythology. Now, I've always been like a fan of Greek mythology with like Zeus and Hermes and such. And Wonder Woman kind of combined that with superheroes. And it's really cool seeing those two worlds fuse because I've long said, and it's long been said before me, that comic books are modern mythology, essentially. This is essentially like where people heard stories about Zeus. Now they hear stories of like Superman or Wonder Woman and such. It's kind of the same concept. And I kind of like how they merge those two together with like her being either the product of the gods or like a demigod. I kind of like that little interplay, how some of her enemies are literal Greek gods. And so I have long liked how they do that. And then gender, because what Wonder Woman proves is that, and particularly to a degree, that this is one of the reasons why I liked her relationship with Superman. Because if you take like the strongest man, the strongest woman, put them together, it's gender equality right there. Because it's like they are equally powerful. They all have advantages and disadvantages, but they all are like equal in their pursuit of justice and happiness. So I really identify with that. I always thought that was kind of cool. Number 4 kind of goes there was more with equality, and that's more of like truth, and obviously that's like where Wonder Woman gets the lasso of truth and everything like that. So I really dug that, and it kind of is like Wonder Woman is fair. That's important. Then we get to balance. Now this is something very interesting with the balance part. The thing about balance with Wonder Woman, what I mean by that is I mean balance between being a warrior and being an icon for peace, because Wonder Woman is both. Writers and fans sometimes want her to go too far in one direction, and I don't advocate for that because she is the icon of peace. But as George Washington has said, in order to have peace, you have to be prepared for conflict. It's going to happen eventually, and she's prepared to do that. But she will go to as far as she needs to preserve peace. In fact, I would argue that Wonder Woman really uses violence as the absolute last resort. If she has exhausted every other alternative, she will use violence, and in the case of like Maxwell Lord, lethal force. So that's really something that I really dug about Wonder Woman is that balance, not contradiction, Tom King. It's balance, because you can have both. Someone can be an advocate for peace, but be willing to stand up for themselves and defend others. That's the difference, is finding that balance. A lot of writers fail at that, but I'm saying that that's the potential in the character. That's what Wonder Woman means to me. And drop below like what Wonder Woman means to you, because she is one of those characters, and I've said this ad nauseum on this channel, that she is the character that DC abuses the most and doesn't necessarily give the tender love and attention that she deserves based upon her designation as like a member of the DC Trinity. Like DC has like 3 heroes, even though it's artificial pretty much. These are the 3 heroes that DC now markets as their ideal. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. She is one of them. So you have to put a little more care into the character. It does If you tell me the character doesn't sell, maybe that's your problem, because Absolute Wonder Woman is selling and consistently in the top 5. In fact, it was the top 2 for Bleeding Cool best selling comics first release week. So maybe it's just the way you're handling the character. Maybe. Anyway, I think that's a good place to leave it. Be sure to become a member, because if you become a member, you get these a day early, and you also get access to a lot of other great perks, like my reading log. Our members only movie nights were for our first one. We're going to be watching the Kingdom Come documentary that's coming out. Then maybe we'll watch a bunch of Wonder Woman content. You get to directly like hang out with me all the time, and that's all. So stay heroic, everyone. Remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lane. Steve Trevor, Steve Never. She belongs to General Zod. He belongs 6 feet in the ground. Zoe Maxibat for life. See you later, ladies and gentlemen. Bye-bye.